What are the things that you think you guys need to do or execute defensively the way that you were, a couple weeks ago to get back to that level?
Just paying attention to the details, competing every single possession, and just guarding your yard. We have to do it as a collective group. Every single possession. We got to have 5 guys on a string.
Chicago and Orlando have both played well, played hard, so they've been good tests in that sense. Were there similarities between the two games you felt like on that end of the floor, and are there any kind of specifics you can refer to?
They both shot the ball well from 3. We gave up too many points through 3 quarters. Fourth quarter was a little better, but still not to the standard that we want. So we got to get back to guarding, like I said, with 5 guys and everybody being, connected on a string. And if anybody gets beat, low man's got to be there. The X has got to be ready. So, yeah.
How hard has been the chemistry of the team? Guys coming out, coming in to develop that chemistry so far?
That happens throughout the course of a year multiple times. So, I don't think that that's the problem. We're happy to get everybody back healthy and like I said, have everybody on the court. We just got to be better than we have been the last 2 nights.
I think JJ told us pregame that Nate said in coaches meeting, it's like a good defense, a good team defense is a talking team defense. As you guys have tried to kind of recapture the things you were doing well on that side of the ball, how do you feel the level of talk has been? Is that has been good enough?
In spurts, I think it has been, but that's not good enough. If you get what I'm saying, you can't be. When you're getting stops, you can't just be talking. Like, if they score a couple possessions, it's okay. Like, they're going to score. You got to continue to do that even when you go a couple possessions without getting a stop. You got to be consistent on that end. I thought we started off the game tonight with, a lot of communication. And then when they go on a little bit of a run, I think we kind of get quiet a little bit. We can't do that. You got to continue to, figure things out through the flow of the game and not just, talk when things are going good.
One of the things that was, I think, a defining characteristic of you guys during that 30-game or so stretch where you're one of the best defenses in the league is that, like, if something did go wrong, like, you guys had a really quick sort of next play mentality. Like, if you were going to let a guy seed a shot or something like that and he made it, it was like, oh, well, like, let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, you can't. Like I said, there's not many NBA basketball players in the world. So the guys that are in the league are good players. And if they make a shot, regardless of what percentage they're shooting from the field at the time, sort of going through a shooting slump, I would say 98% of the league can make a 3 in a game. So you can't just, the world's, burning just because, something that you don't think is going to happens. You got to continue to, stay, the course, pay attention to the details, and continue to compete. We got to get our compete level back to what it was.
Last 2.
How do you think the execution was against Franz Wagner overall? The JJ mentioned to us that he obviously pointed out how well he played against you guys the first time around, and it seemed like he would kind of close the door on you guys after you cut it to 7 in the 4th.
Yeah, he's a really good player, and he made a couple tough shots. But, I'm sure if we go back and watch the film, there's things we could have done to, kind of, cool that down a little bit. But like I said, he's a really good player that made a couple, really tough shots in those situations, and we just got to be better.
What did you see offensively? Offensively in the 3rd quarter?
I'll have to watch the film on that. I think would we score 18 points? That's not good enough in today's NBA. We got to figure out how to be better. Especially against a switching group. yeah, we got to continue to play with the pass and make defenses play what you call in the blender, get downhill, get a guy to help, swing, attack the closeout, and we didn't do that, in that third quarter. Appreciate you.
All right, big game, Rob. Let's talk a little LeBron. We're not hearing from him tonight, but he is back now. Played 38 minutes. Was an efficient 9 of 18, also 6 rebounds and 7 assists. You watched now both games, James. Did you see a difference tonight, just in the way he attacked, or starting to get back in the flow?
I think he's almost back. I didn't see the LeBron like that explosiveness, that intensity over a long period of time. And so, like glimpses of it. So I think he's still trying to get back. But, there's no question he was out for a week or two. And, he's back. His stamina looks pretty good. He's strong. He doesn't seem to be laboring at all. So that's a good sign. But I think he's still getting used to, being back. He doesn't get any calls. Never gets any calls. Yeah. But it never gets any texts either. I'd have to get me a text a week if I won't get any calls like that. But, he's set out. He watched Luka play, kind of allowed that to happen. Now he's back, trying to, not reinvent himself, but just get refamiliarized with what's been going on the last couple of weeks without him.
And I think the players are trying to get to knowing him again.
Yep.
Because so many times, the players forget that LeBron brings a different game to the game.
He does.
You know what I mean? And so you never know what he's going to do, because it's not one thing on the court he cannot do. And for me, I think that's one of the things, because Luka and Austin Reaves, they were having fun without LeBron. They were taking a lot of shots. They can get in their rhythm. Now that LeBron's back, the big dog, you got to share that well. And you can tell tonight, especially with AR, it was kind of like a little what do I do moments there. But I think it's going to take some time.
I know Rui too, missing all those.
Yeah, and
right
Rui.
So it's figure out his role again.
Yeah, like I said in pregame, it's just going to take some time for these guys to get everything going. But you could see when they were 100 how good they can be.
Yeah, but as James said, defense is the one thing you have to bring.
You got to bring that.
And AR just talked about it. It's got to be consistent.
Yep. It's got to be every night.
Spurts is can't get down. Teams are going to score.
Yeah.
And you just have to keep playing consistent defense. And
foul trouble didn't help much tonight with Vanderbilt getting out early and fouls. You got to do it without fouling, but that's the thing that Orlando presents. They're coming at you. Wagner's coming at you. Powell's coming at you. They're a decent team. So the Lakers just got really out-muscled tonight, but they got to figure out how to bring that defense. From the beginning, they had a 9-point lead. That, to me, lets me know you just kind of had a mental letdown, let them back in the game.